What's going on, guys? My name's Psutka, and today I want to discuss how the COVID-19 vaccine made me feel. Spoiler alert, like death. Not physically though, mentally. See, I've heard a ton of people talk about the physical side effects of the vaccine. Soreness, bodily fluids, heard it all, and I'm sure you have too from the people in your life. See, what I haven't heard about is the mental side effects of the vaccine, and that's what I got hit with super hard. Before we get more into this has nothing to do with should you get the vaccine, or did you get the vaccine, or why'd you get the vaccine, none of that shit. This is just about my experiences with the vaccine and my side effects. And I just want to start by saying that when you're working as hard as I have been on this kind of stuff, and you're doing a lot of your work in front of screens, there are days that can feel a bit more draining than others. And it's not in a way that I hate what I'm doing, it's just draining once in a while. Now, the day after I got my first vaccine shot, I felt fucked. Not physically, mentally. Let me give you a little bit of backstory if you're new here. I've been an alcoholic for many years, and I got sober at the beginning of COVID. So I've got about a year and a half under my belt, which is pretty good. When I got sober, I decided to put all my time into photography and videography, and I got consumed by it. I absolutely love it. I decided to move to Toronto, Canada to pursue photography, YouTube, creating in general, and that's where I am now. I have never had a problem in my life going after something that I want to do, even as an active alcoholic. Now, the next day after my vaccine shot, I felt the biggest wave of doubt that I've ever felt in my entire life. The kind of thoughts that were going through my head were like, what are you doing with your life? You moved to a different city to pursue being a YouTuber? Are you fucking crazy? None of this is gonna happen. None of this is gonna come to pass. You're nuts. Now, at the time, I was just kind of thinking, well, maybe I'm just working too hard and I'm burnt out, just having a bit of an off day. And the next day, I was fine. I was 100% back to being me. Once I got my second dose, I put the pieces together. I felt exactly the same after the first one, and I realized that that's what it was. And this time, knowing that it was only gonna last 24 hours, or hopefully it would only last 24 hours, made it a little bit easier to get through that day. There were times during those 2 days when I would be staring off at nothing, looking at nothing, and there were no thoughts, zero thoughts going through my brain. It was just, I'd come back to it and realize what had just happened, and it was like nothing I'd ever felt before. Just blank. It was one of the scariest things I've ever felt because I wasn't in control of my mind. I have a ton of doubt and uncertainty about my life on a daily basis, but I've learned to push past it. But this was different because I couldn't push past it. It was terrifying. The whole experience was completely psychological for me. And as the day moved on, I noticed it was letting up bit by bit, but it was still so tough. I remember being like, okay, like, I have to do something today. I can't just stare at nothing. And so I was like, okay, I'll try and do some work. I'll try and get something done today. And I had some artwork for my brother's podcast. It's called Dark River, Spooky Stories of a Small Town. It's really cool. Go check it out wherever you get your podcasts. And the work that I was doing for it was some logo stuff, and it's very mind-numbing work, like really tedious and long. And so I was like, this is the perfect thing to do right now because it doesn't take any real brain power, it's just doing the work. I was working at it for about 5 or 6 hours, and I have almost no recollection of that time period. I have almost no recollection of that entire day. So strange. Now, in no way am I trying to scare you, especially if you're on the fence about getting the vaccine. We're putting something into our body that isn't supposed to be there. Of course there's going to be side effects, but I'm very thankful that it was only 24 hours both times, and then I was just back, and I was back to being me. any longer and I might have packed up and left and given up on everything. So I'm curious, if you got the vaccine, what was your experience like with it? Did you experience any physical side effects? Did you experience any mental side effects? Or maybe you didn't realize that it was a mental or psychological side effect at the time, the way that you were feeling? I can't be the only one that's experienced that side of things, right? Drop it in the comments below. Let me know what your experience was with the vaccine. Did you experience any side effects? If you didn't, f***ing A. That's great. I'm happy for you. Anyways, just a little bit of a different video for you today. Just sharing my experiences with the COVID-19 vaccine and how it fucked with my head for 24 hours 2 times. Stick around. Watch some of my other videos. Lots of fun topics, lots of adventure, but if you enjoyed this video, go down there, hit the like button, be something positive today. I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe, do the thing with the bells so you know the second I put out another video. And I will see you all next time.